Hi guys, this is the advisor and welcome back to the channel of upright men and women. The first thing I have to do today is to bring you some good news. News that will make Jamaicans feel good about themselves. One of the hottest parishes when it comes to murders in Jamaica is now basically the coolest. Last year, up to the 25th of April last year, murders in Clarendon was 140. And in that same period this year, from January 1st until the 25th of April 2025, they are now at 70. In other words, half of the people them were dead last year, half of the people them were should have been dead for this year are still alive. 70 of them still alive in Clarendon alone. Now, I'm going to be bringing you the statistics for other parishes as time goes by. But I feel that as a Jamaican who is proud of my country and want to spread good news about what's happening here, while some people hate to hear that crime and murders and bloodshed is getting lesser, because it certainly doesn't suit the agenda of certain people. But for me, as long as Jamaica is winning, as a patriot, as long as Jamaica wins, regardless of who is in power, I am fine. Now guys, I managed to get some information on that killing of that Don in Red Hills Road yesterday morning. The Don for 100 Lane has bitten the dust. Yeah man, the police find him ticket and circle him and hand it to him. Yeah man, the much feared Shaquille Dawkins, known in the street as Dog Teeth or Triple Chain, is no longer with us. Praise the Lord. Now, and a little thing that brother ya go on with, his main business was extortion. And basically anything within the vicinity of Whitehall Avenue, right up to Mannings Hill Road, come down and go right down to Hillfoot, where Mullines Road and Perkins Boulevard meet. All of this, including the plaza, him control and extort everything come to this. And it was not only just about the business places. Any taxi or coaster bus that pass on Red Hills Road there, him draw less from them. So he had a shite load of money coming in on a daily basis because him send out him goons and go take what he want or the agreed amount of them on a daily basis. And if you diss the program, dog, nyam your supper. Or rather, people are going to come nyam bread and fish at your night. And let me give you guys an example. On the 10th of August last year, that's 2024, 29-year-old taxi driver Lashan Headslap was shot and killed on Red Hills Road while sitting in his taxi. This was somewhere right under that overpass bridge there, just before you go down to turn into Cassia Park. Man just come out of a car, walk up to him, full up him chest with shot, jump back into the car and head up the road. People saw the car go up by past Calabar High School, but nobody saw where it turned, because police were coming down, and by the time the police left, said they didn't spot any white Nissan Probox going up the road. So it looked like they probably turned off on Treeviews Avenue or something like that. These are actually crime scene pictures that were taken just after the incident happened. Now, why did he actually put out the hit on Lashan Heslap? Well, he was told many times, say, listen, brethren, you're for bringing money and you're not bringing money, come and warn you and you're not hearing. So they decide to make an example of him. At the time, to what I hear, there were a few, maybe 4 or 5 of them, but no more than about half dozen, who was playing hard and not turn over the money. But it seems like Lashan was just the one who they happened to catch off guard and found it convenient to dirt him, and they dirt him. And I'm almost sure that the rest of taxi drivers who was reluctant to pay fell in line. Now, I could go into a long list of other murders that were either done by him specifically or were sanctioned by him. But I'll only say that he got to become the Don by killing a man named Kenny G. Because, let's face it, no Don at all becomes a Don if another Don is in the place and there is no chain of succession. The only way to get out of Don is to kill him. There is no other way. There's no elections. That won't work. Sickness, that doesn't work. Imprisonment, that doesn't work. A man doesn't lose him Donship when him go prison. Because him stay in a prison and run in place. For example, Joel and them still a run land lease with an iron fist, even though him in a jail. And how long that now? Maybe about 12 years, 13 years? So, the only way you become a Don without violence is to inherit it from your father, who was the Don. And the man them out of respect for your father, just make you the Don. As a successor, just to keep things down. The only other way, if it's not the son take over from the father, with, of course, the full approval of the rest of the gang members, then the only other way to become a Don is to kill the sitting Don. And that's how Dog Teeth became a Don. Anyway, I hear that the reason why police actually targeted him this time was because there is a construction that has just started in the vicinity. I have some information on it, but I'm not going to make it public. And Dog Teeth decides, say, listen, he needs a piece of the action. Well, I don't know, but even though Andrew had spoken so clearly, it looked like he never got the memo, which says no more kickback from no building sites anywhere in Jamaica. So him insists on getting a piece of the action. And of course, that means monkey start to climb. And when monkey climb, is the more him expose himself. So him just couldn't satisfy with a little, no, I don't mean little, with the bag of money where I get from coaster driver and taxi driver and the little corner bar and corner shop them and the other little rest of places, little hairdresser, parlor and all of that he was getting. Greed catch him, and that was the end of him. As a matter of fact, they were supposed to have gotten to him from about 2 weeks now, but he was not sleeping where he usually sleep. Because man like this, they have several safe houses in the same area, 3 or 4 different houses. And they don't want to raid one house when he's at another one, because that would give the game away. So their contact in the area realize say them can't to pin him down to a particular residence, because there's a time when he'll be there and wake up 10 o'clock and he move to a different residence or so. So they set up the thing a different way and say, listen, just watch as he pass through from one place to the next, and as him hit that place, we just take him. And that was what they did. When they raided the place, he was on his feet. And he was very much armed. I mean, really armed this time, based on what I've heard. And they just made short work of him. For more good news that and what's happening in Jamaica, keep tuned to this channel. Thank you guys for watching. Like, share, leave a comment below. And I look forward to seeing you in my next video.